Surprise! It's Two Chicks, One Book Plug Tuesday.
We're dropping in early to shine a little spotlight on a book you should absolutely know about.
Today we're giving some well-deserved love to an author who deserves a spot on your shelf.
You know the drill, fangirling.
Hey everyone, and welcome back to Two Chicks and a Plot Twist.
This episode is extra exciting because we're covering our book plug of the week, and today we're talking about The Magic of Pysanky, a Ukrainian egg coloring book by Daria Marmaluk-Hajiannou.
Today, guys, we're giving you a taste of what this coloring book is about and why it's worth picking up.
Be sure to stick around because at the end of this episode, we actually get to hear directly from the author herself.
All right, guys, let's get into it. The Magic of Pysanky, a Ukrainian egg coloring book by Daria. And so this is so exciting. We have never had something other than a true novel, novella, whatever, as a book plug Tuesday. But it's so cool. She emailed us to kind of talk about her coloring book. So I'm so excited that we get these type of opportunities. It's really interesting.
Yes, it's so neat. We're so glad to be a part of this. So we're going to go ahead and just jump into a little bit about the author before we get into about the coloring book itself. The author, Daria, has been making Pysanky since she was a young girl, inspired by her Slavic grandparents and their beautiful Easter traditions. She has taught Pysanky for decades and now created this book to make this beautiful art form accessible to even more people.
Yes, that's so nice. And just a little bit about the coloring book itself. It goes, discover the wonderful world of Pysanky, Ukrainian eggs, with this beautiful coloring and information book. Learn about this ancient and meaningful folk art pictured in full color illustrations of traditional eggs, plus a coloring page version of each. 18 fun facts, including where to find the largest Ukrainian egg, makes this an educational and creative coloring journey into this lovely spring and Easter tradition. This is a beautiful adult or all ages coloring book. Designs in the book range from simple and easy to intricate and complex. The full color page shows the eggs in its traditional form, and the coloring page allows your imagination to create a brand new work of art all your own.
We're going to go ahead and get into just a few reasons why you will love this coloring book. And one being, you can instantly become a folk artist and carry on a beautiful tradition that has existed for more than 1,000 years. And
Wow.
This relaxing coloring activity allows you to disappear into the beautiful patterns and shapes that make up delightful Ukrainian egg designs. And then also this coloring book includes 18 beautiful traditional egg designs, plus a bonus Ukrainian Easter basket and coloring page illustration. And you get to use your favorite coloring pencils, markers, or gel pens to create your own magnificent work of art. And it's also great for Easter baskets, gifts, or a travel activity, and it's just wonderful for all skill levels, from beginners to experts.
This is so fun. I'm so happy that we're doing this. I love this. And what's really cool also is Daria sent us a actual her coloring book. So I don't know if maybe Michaeli, with her editing skills, you can see the photos on the screen. If you're watching this on Spotify or YouTube, sorry, Apple Podcasts, but you can watch them there. And we also got to speak with Daria. She answered a couple of our questions for us. So here's our interview with her now.
Hello, my name is Daria Marmaluk-Hajiannou, and I'm the author of The Magic of Pysanky, a Ukrainian egg coloring book.
What inspired you to write your book? Was there a specific moment or personal story that sparked the idea?
I have always loved Pysanky, Ukrainian eggs, and it really did start the times that my parents would take us up to my grandmother and grandfather's little town in the mountains of northeastern Pennsylvania. This area was all coal country, and my grandfather and my great-grandfather were both miners. My grandmother was born in the United States, but from a Lemko background, and my grandfather was Russian and Ukrainian. So these customs would definitely be at the center of celebrations like spring and Easter. And here's the moment that got me so interested in these gorgeous eggs. We would go visit my grandmother at Easter. And I'm not sure why, but I was the only grandchild she would allow to touch and look at the eggs she had in a huge brandy snifter on her dining room table. There were, I'd say, 30 or 35 eggs, and as I would take them out, they had been raw eggs, so they were very delicate. And my grandmother would say, "Oh, that's the year that this happened. That's the year." She'd look at each one. "I got this from so-and-so or from that relative, or this was the year your father was born. Each egg was not just beautiful and intricate, but each egg was like a little time capsule. So when I got the opportunity to learn, I definitely got out all the tools involved, and I started. I was only 12 or 13, so my eggs were pretty not so great, but my grandmother loved them. I brought them every Easter, and it's become just a love. It is an incredible craft with an incredible history, so I was excited to write a book about it.
How would you describe the heart of your book to someone who's never read it?
The heart of this book. Well, it says it's a book about Ukrainian eggs, but it's really about culture, history, what brings the family together, things that take us from our present moment and our celebration of, say, Easter, Christmas, Hanukkah, whatever our celebrations are, that take us back to the time of our ancestors, that remind us that we are part of a chain of humanity, that there were so many grandmothers and grandfathers whose difficult lives brought the next generation forward. And with that, their traditional crafts, whether it was a special Ukrainian egg, whether it was a type of clothing they made, whether it was a song that they sang or something beautiful and wonderful that they would bake or serve at different times. These crafts, this cooking, these traditional practices, they let us know we are all connected. So even when I learn about something that's not from my tradition, I feel the depth of someone else's work and how that connects them with their people and with their history. So I am hoping that a lot of people will take a look at this, and even if they're not from Ukraine or a Slavic country, they will look at it and go, oh, I want to do this. I want to color these in. I want to make my own. I want to become part of that tradition. It's such a way to honor those that came before by making something beautiful today.
What's a theme in your book that you hope readers really feel or walk away thinking about?
I would say that the theme of this book is you can do it, and that you don't have to think of yourself as an artist to participate in these beautiful artistic traditions. I've laid the book out so there's a colorful version of the egg as you would actually see it in an Easter basket, and then a black and white page so you can either copy the colors you see if you love them, or do your entire complete new design, new colors, new color themes, whatever is striking your imagination. Traditional arts come from the past, but only we're the ones that we move them forward. So by digging in and adding your own beautiful eye and your thoughts, you can make a whole new generation of these eggs. And the neat thing is, just as I was writing the book, I realized that I could also add a whole bonus section of just black and white images so you can color them twice or color them one more time and use those back-to-back pages as your own artwork. Frame it, create decorations with it, share it. So I was really excited to pass along this message that, yes, this is an intricate art, and it's been here for centuries. And some women, like me, take 8 hours to make a very elaborate egg. But you don't have to do that. You can become part of this tradition just by using your own inspiration, your own colored pencils, or whatever your favorite medium is. You can do it. You can be a part of bringing this beauty forward.
Was there anything you had to cut from the book that you wished you could have kept?
Well, nothing was really cut out of the book, but I was a little sad that in choosing 18 images, I could not show all the amazing eggs I'd seen in my life or I've seen with other artists, other Pysanky writers, as we're called. The word Pysanky means to write. So it may sound a little funny, but we're called Pysanky writers, meaning people who make Ukrainian eggs. But here's the thing. This tradition really went all through Ukraine, through parts of Russia, through parts of Eastern Europe, many of these places having kind of moving borders. But that said, every town, every region has a different twist on it. They'll use different color schemes. They'll use different motifs. And even in, say, one region or one town, you're going to have multiple artists that kind of add their own twist, their own colors, their own dyes. And that was the thing I felt a little sad about. I would love the opportunity, and I probably will, of being able to do a part 2 of Ukrainian eggs. So you can see some from other regions. Maybe you can see some of the special Lemko eggs that are done just with a pen and with a pen top. They're all different, but they're all used in that same way to celebrate renewal, to celebrate the spring, often to celebrate for Easter. All these are so meaningful, and only choosing 18 is kind of like only choosing 18 foods you want to eat. It's so limiting, but then we're open to new ideas and new books.
What makes your book stand out from others in your genre?
One thing that is a little different with this book than other books on decorated eggs or Ukrainian eggs is that I really wanted to make it fun to color, but at the same time, on each page, you're going to see a little section that gives you a fun fact about the eggs. And I'll give you an example. Most people, when they walk up to me and I'm making this out in public, they go, "Are those raw eggs?" And yes, they are raw eggs. And that's something I explained in one of the info pages, that this is the traditional way. Some people now blow the eggs out, but my grandmother had eggs in her little, in her brandy snifter, and they were 25, 30 or more years old, because the egg is a perfect medium. You do all your beautiful decoration, all your dye baths, you remove the wax, and then what it does, the egg shell breathes, the inside dries out, and an older egg will actually sound, kind of like a rattle when you shake it, because the dried yolk is still inside, but it remains strong and beautiful, as I said, for many, many, many years. And I've heard told, this is another fun fact, that in the Pysanky Museum in Ukraine, there are eggs that they feel date back to the 1500s. So clearly, I wasn't even getting near how long an egg could be kept as a beautiful piece of art. So I think that the fun thing that's different about this book, it's not just images, but it's information. You're kind of being brought into the culture. And I've added the extra section where, for instance, you can try it once in the beginning, then try it again, and then use whichever one you think is more beautiful. I'm really excited that people are doing more coloring books and realizing how relaxing it is, how meditative it is, how calming it is. For me, making Ukrainian eggs is incredibly calming. It's just so beautiful to choose the colors. You smell the beeswax, your hands move over the surface. It's a very almost sacred time. And although you're not actually making eggs, you are making these time-honored designs. And I hope that you feel it when you're doing the work in this coloring book, but that you're also learning. You're kind of brought into this world where you become a part of a sacred circle of creating beauty.
Is there a particular scene or moment in your book that you're most proud of? What makes it special to you?
And yes, there is something that I think was one of my favorite pages in the book. Aside from all the eggs, at the end, I show a colorful Easter basket that would have had all the beautiful things you'd find if your baskets were being taken to church and blessed. Of course, there are eggs, but there's the beautiful Pascha, the Easter bread, there's there's salt, there's sugar, there's the butter. It just hopefully will make you feel what it's like to have a true spring, joyous celebration of tradition. And I'm really glad I could slip that one right in there too. So not just eggs, but a basket full of spring joy.
When can readers expect your next book? What can you tell us about it?
Well, yes, there is another book already in the works. It's a Ukrainian Christmas coloring and information book. So much fun, so many beautiful traditions you'll see, illustrations to color, and all kinds of notes so we can take you right into what it might be like to be in a Ukrainian village at Christmas time. Yes, it's midwinter, but it's a time of great festivity and joy and traditions and good food. So I think you're going to enjoy, if you liked the Ukrainian Easter egg book, I think you will love the Ukrainian Christmas book. That's coming out October 2026. And, please follow me as an author on Amazon or follow my Instagram and you'll see what's coming up. I always have opportunities to get free pages, to interact with me. So I would just love to meet you in person. And thanks so much for being able to invite me here on this podcast and to have fun talking with you.
Hey guys, that was our interview with the author Daria, and it was just so fun and exciting to hear all of her thoughts about how she created this and what she's working on next. And so what's really cool also, which we haven't talked about, but when this coloring book was first released, it was in the top 10 on Amazon for a bunch of several different weeks for the category of arts and antiquities, which is so cool.
Yeah, no, that's so awesome. And I'm so glad she's created this book, that it's such an easy way to learn about other cultures aside from your own. So anyone just about can just pick up any coloring book. But now it's like, why not pick one up that it could be educational for you or insightful or just open your brain a little to these traditions from other cultures. So I just really think that's really unique, and I'm very excited
it's very
for
cool.
this.
Yeah, you can follow the author on Instagram. It's Ukrainian_egg_gal, which is so cute. That's just a cute username by itself.
I know.
I'm so happy.
It's so cute. Yes, and all of those links, where to buy and her social media page, it will all be linked in the show notes below.
All right, guys, that wraps up our dive into the Magic of Pysanky, a Ukrainian egg coloring book by author Daria Marmaluk-Hajiannou.
A huge thank you to Daria for sharing your coloring book with us. We are just so grateful you trusted us to help introduce it to new bookish lovers.
We also want to say thank you to Daria for just sending in those voice notes. It always adds such a special layer to today's episode.
If you haven't picked up The Magic of Pysanky, a Ukrainian egg coloring book yet, now is the perfect time.
Thanks for listening to Two Chicks and a Plot Twist. We'll be back Thursday with another episode. Bye!
Bye!